and I'm fine with either one. But, so, if someone wants to make a motion on which day works better, but I'm fine with either one. But if we want to discuss it further, we can.
Okay, does anybody want to discuss it further?
I have no preference.
I would move that we have our goal setting on the June 29th.
Second.
Okay. Ben? Any further discussion?
What time would we do it earlier?
We could do, we
It's
could
up to the board. You
we
guys
could get
decide.
dinner,
It's
usually
an
we get
extra
dinner, we
meeting.
have dinner.
So we might.
We start at
maybe
6.
6?
Yeah.
Start at 6
Is
and we can
everybody
bring
okay
dinner.
with that?
Yeah,
Well, I'll arrange to bring dinner.
Salads?
salads.
Salads will be an option.
Okay, okay.
Any further discussion? Are you good with the 29th? He's checking his calendar.
I think I'm good. Yeah, it's far enough out.
Anybody else? Okay. All right. We'll do a roll call vote. Ben, start with you.
Ben Gluza, aye.
Lee McCoy, aye.
Rosie Kennedy, aye.
Tom Myers, aye.
And William Olson, aye. What homework, Joe, should we do before we get to that date?
Well in advance of that date, I'll send you out the current year's goals, where we're at, and guys, can noodle on that, and we'll talk about it in public.
Okay, all right. All right, next item, approve final date for possible special town meeting. So, we had a couple dates on that as well, too, from last week.
Yes, you
And
had,
I thought that, in my opinion, I thought that the 8:30, but we can talk about as a group, but I'll start with the discussion. I thought the Saturday 8:30 made the most sense, because I'm not a fan of
Saturday, 8:30.
what's that, Saturday, 8:30 in the morning?
In the morning, right.
Yes.
On which Saturday, though? You were talking about October 3rd or November 14th, I think, was the other
Right, I
day,
was
but-
fine with either one.
One more time, sorry, what were the dates? on that?
October 3rd or November 14th was the two Saturdays that made sense for the dates we'd gotten from the clerk's office.
Okay.
We got the clerk to agree that 8:30 was not unreasonable to start,
Okay.
to get things going. We have Sean here who can speak as well too if he has a preference. But as a group, we should decide on the date before we open it up there the October 3rd was basically, because it was exactly 6 months after the last meeting, and it gave the opportunity to not, have people sort of, if things are important enough to get on the agenda, they gotta move for it. If we do the November, it's 7 months, and then 5 months the next one, and it gives people more time to sort of maybe not act on it, because they think they have time not to act on it. So it sort of motivates people to do things quicker if we have it on the earlier date. And it's exactly, I think it's exactly 6 months, right?
Just,
From-
yeah, because we were on the 11th, but I think.
Yeah.
It's
26 weeks, 25, 26, 27 weeks, but in that range. So that's kind of the thought process, but I'll go down the row here, but thoughts on a Saturday meeting and,
I'm fine with the 8:30 start. I'm up at 5 in the morning every day anyway, so I'll be raring to go. I have no preference on dates. I mean, I think either one is fine on my calendar, so I'll defer to anyone that has a conflict or anything, so I can do either one.
Is it September 3rd or October 3rd?
October 3rd.
Okay, yeah, I like the idea of being efficient. If you have something, let's get it in there. And it's also, October 3rd is,
We're still 5 months away from today.
yeah.
It's exactly 5 months from today.
Yeah. My preference would be for October, Saturday morning, 8:30, yeah, and for no particular reason, it just.
It's just the
doesn't-
cadence makes sense every 6 months
Yeah,
too, right?
exactly.
And we don't have an agenda for, we don't have anything on it right now.
Right.
I'm gonna do my best to not jinx us, but we're gonna try to not have one.
I hear that every year,
But we
Jack.
wanna have the date saved just in case. I try every year, I do try.
There's no way.
Either works for me, that's fine. Yep.
And Ben?
Yeah, same. I'm good with either one. I think October, 6 months apart, makes sense to me. There's a logic to that.
Hopefully our moderator will
All right, I'm
agree.
gonna let Sean, Sean, I'll give the floor to you.
Well, you're gonna
Introduce
be in
yourself,
Hawaii, aren't
please.
Sean Farrell, 15 Hamilton Ave, town moderator. Yeah, I'll be there. I guess, are we just going to have kind of a cadence where we're anticipating a meeting kind of every 6 months? I know over the years, when I was on the board, we tried to kind of have a couple where we didn't do one, but we ended up because we had some special things pop up with Gordon and other things. But as the town clerk can attest to, we spend a good amount of money on town meetings, and we've had an abundance of them in the last year or so here. So, you know, not that I don't want to run a town meeting sooner than later, but I would implore the board to do what they can to not have a fall town meeting. But as we all know, that on the select board in town, that we often need to pay some bills or do some financial actions or some other thing comes up, which I totally understand. I think the Saturday is a good idea. 8:30, get started a little bit earlier, so hopefully we can get out a little bit earlier.
And I heard we have a new moderator who's gonna make things very efficient.
Yeah, I won't be there, not just kidding.
I will just say that part of the reason this came up, we don't normally set a date for a special town meeting until we know we have something that has to be on it. But this is a big election year. We've got a primary election in September. We've got a state election and midterm federal election in November. The clerk is very busy. We put her through, her and her staff through quite a bit last year. She asked if we think we might need one, could we set a date soon so they could plan their schedules and make their arrangements and have everything ready? So I agree with Bill as well, that, you know, setting the date now kind of creates an impetus. If you think you're gonna need something in the fall, you better figure it out and get it into us, because, you know, you're gonna start to miss deadlines if we have a date and they don't get it. So this might be the way to keep us from having one, because if we set the date ahead of time and nobody's ready, then we don't have to have one.
I would say also, I know we voted a budget just recently here, but I would say we should try to think about some efficiencies too. If we are gonna do a few meetings a year, I'm gonna forget the name of the company that we use our clickers through. Is it
Meridia.
Meridia? I know we have reps there every kind of town meeting. I would think at some point, we can either be self-sufficient with it, or we hire an IT person in the budget just for such a purpose to be here, because I'm sure we're paying a lot out of pocket for consulting and them to sit here during the meetings.
Right, the odds in the Murphy's Law is that when they have been here, we haven't had issues. When they haven't been here, we had. It's not related to the fact whether they were or they weren't. It just seems like we had the Wi-Fi issue in the.
Yeah, and I think the issue
wasn't
too
really
with
working
our
well.
town meeting, sorry to cut you off, Mr. Chair, but I think the meeting too is that our meetings aren't in a set spot. I mean, we typically try to be in the auditorium at the high school, but sometimes we're at Winthrop or wherever else, you know, we can find the space because the school will have stuff. Has anybody talked to superintendent yet to see if we've got open dates?
So I needed to ask for a date, so.
Yeah, so once you finalize the date, you'll talk to Eric and.
We'll talk to them, but we're far enough out that there shouldn't be an issue, and from looking at past years, there's not usually like a performance going on in the auditorium at the beginning of October, it's
Yeah.
usually later in the month.
Usually it's later in, yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Good chance that they'd only be back in school 4 weeks at that
Yeah,
point.
because I don't know when they do their fall play and kind of band concert series. I think it's later on in the month or into November, so.
Right, we had significant things on the calendar last year, had certain dates for approval required, but we don't have that this year, at this point. We actually knew last year what they were, but we just couldn't force them
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go any quicker. But we really don't see the need for more than one, if any at all, so.
Yep.
So that's sort of our goal. Does the FinCom have any comments about October 3rd? We're good. Okay. All right. Thank you, Sean. So I have a motion to approve a final date for approve a final date for a possible fall special town meeting on Saturday, October 3rd at 8:30 a.m.
So moved?
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Ben, any further discussion? All right, go ahead.
No, one quick thought, I guess, it sounds like we have to check with Eric anyway, make sure the space is available. That's kind of a final stop, but then, you know, cascading this to kind of the school committee and to Wenham so that they know we've set a date, and just to be cordial about it.
Nope, good points. Joel, take a look at that.
I will do that, yep. Wenham usually succeeds in not having a special. They do a better job than we do. They just tell everybody, no, you have to wait until the spring.
All right, go ahead, Ben.
All right, Ben Galuza, aye.
Lee McCoy, aye.
Rosie Kennedy, aye.
Tom Myers, aye.
William Wilson, aye. Another unanimous vote today. Good job, team. All right. Now we move on to the liaison roles.
Yeah, so.
So everybody has, I think I gave everybody last year's. And what we're gonna start off and say, okay, let's start with last year's. I think I gave them to everybody. I think I already gave it to. that was you.
I'm gonna share two. I
This
had
is last
kinda-
year's.
I-
and
Yeah.
this is this
So I have
The
last,
one that you had in front of you that was at your desk, at your stations when you came in,
is the new one.
is color-coded, and it includes the requests by Lee, Tom, and Rosie, and includes what Bill and Ben had last year, and it is a way to, if it is a red, it's because, if it's a red X, it means that two people have asked for the same committee, and if it's a red committee name, it means that nobody has asked to be on it. Be a liaison.
I didn't see that one.
It should be in the pile. It's
Oh, on
not
that
right
side?
here. That the it's right at the bottom, right at the bottom, right there.
Oh, I got it
And
now.
I'm trying to pull it up here too, so,
Do you have both of them?
All right, so let's start with Lee. So Lee's first choice, not going top to bottom, not first choice and priority, but top to bottom is Environmental Impact Committee. Currently, that is by Tom. Sorry, am I right? Yeah, Tom. So Tom, are you willing to give up your Environmental Impact Committee to Lee?
So I know we had I had sent, I think you and Joe an email. So I know Lee and I, there's two that overlap. I think the Environmental Impact Committee and the School Committee that I'm on that he requested. So I was thinking that maybe we could compromise and maybe do one and I'd keep one. And so I was gonna, new person on the board, I'll give you priority of, which, if you have a preference over one or the other, maybe we could split the difference and.
Sure. I hear you're involved in the negotiations for school committee or something?
Yeah, with the regional school district.
The
Yeah,
agreement,
that's
yeah.
the agreement,
Does
yeah.
it make more sense then for me to take the environmental impact committee?
Sure.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Great, thank you.
let's do that.
All right, your second choice from top to bottom is the Hamilton Development Corporation, which currently is Ben Gluza.
and Rosie also asked for it.
Yep.
And Rosie asked for it too. So Ben,
Happy to pass it on, and let you two make a choice.
okay? So, so where did Rosie and Lee, where do you guys sit on that one?
Hang on, I'm ready to wheel and deal here. I've got something else that I.
You want to wheel and deal on something else?
Yeah, okay, who's it? So is it Ben, am I for the HDC? Is that what we're?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's you and Lee.
You and Lee.
Ben's wanting to give it
I'm
up.
gonna give it up.
Ben's wanting to give it up, but you and Lee have requested it.
Okay,
So you and Lee have to make your case.
okay, so I was going to wheel and deal with Ben a little bit for the Essex Aggie. I'm so interested in being involved in that. HDC, yeah, okay, I mean.
I can make my case for it if you want. So I spend a lot of time downtown. I know the people down there that are small business owners and people down there, and I know you do too, Rosie. I know you've been talking to them as well. So, and I know you would do an excellent job, obviously. And so, but I'd be excited to learn about what they're doing down there, help them with, especially like the fall festival stuff. I've been talking to them about the challenges they've had with that, and especially finding the people to volunteer to actually set that up.
The small business
It's
people.
the small business people.
Yeah, that's fine, Lee, if you'd like to do that, you go ahead and take that.
All right, thank you very much.
Okay. And the next one, the last one is easy because it's the Hamilton Wyndham Recreation Board. And I believe that was a Bill Wilson one anyways, so that's easy. So then the last one to discuss is the Hamilton Human Rights Commission, which also is on Ben's list. So Ben, you just gave up one. Do you want to give up two or not? Or you rather keep the Human Rights Commission?
I still have 6
I'm
committees that need a liaison, so
I know.
you got
We're
ones
gonna-
you can pick up.
We're gonna keep going, right? Yeah. The one.
Sorry I missed that, Joe, but I was happy to hand it off if Lee's happy to take it over.
Which one would you want in replace of the HDC and the Human Rights Commission? What's on your list that you didn't have before?
Oh, I was honestly hoping to hang on to Capital Committee more than anything, maybe. But I also want to hear from others. Pretty flexible this year, honestly.
Capital Committee is yours. FinCom can still stay with you. So those two would stay with you.
That's good.
as long as nobody else is interested. And did I hear Rosie?
Rosie wanted the Essex North Shore Ag is what she was interested in.
And that one was with me last year, and yeah, that's fine if Rosie wants to take that one over too. And then,
And then you have, Human Rights Commission. What did you say in that one? Or, if you could have-
I'm happy, if Lee wants to take that one over, that's fine. Maybe I pick up one of Bill's old ones, to help round things out.
So right now we have 4 for Lee. Let's move on. We can come back and add a 5th one for him if we have to. We have Lee on Environmental Impact Committee, Hamilton Development Corporation, Human Rights Commission, and the Hamilton Wenham Recreation Board, okay? We'll go to Ben now. Ben, you're currently on well, the only ones you have left from your 5 right now are Capital Committee and FinCom, and the one that's open from Bill Wilson is the Hamilton Historic District Commission, the Hamilton Historical Society, the Hamilton Wenham Community Access Board, and the Hamilton Wenham Cultural Council. Do any of those 4 sound appealing to you?
The Historic District Commission does. What was the other one after that? Sorry.
Historical Society.
The Historical Society?
Yeah, they sound like they're kind of hand in glove, so I'll do those 2. How many more do I need to get a
That's
full
4.
deck of cards? Right.
4. So let's get everybody to 4, and then we can figure out the last ones. So
Okay.
that's 4. Okay, then we'll go to Rosie. Rosie, you're currently on the Tobacco Land. Well, are you currently?
That's,
She requested
I'm
it,
on
Tom had that.
Okay.
She requested it.
I'm happy to let you stay with that, because Ben very generously let me do the Essex Tech, so I'm thrilled, if you would like to keep the Tobacco Woods.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay, Tom's gonna stay in Tobacco Woods. So Rosie, you have Council on Aging, which nobody dare
Nobody
challenge you on that
I
one.
love the Council on Aging.
We have Ag,
Yeah.
we have the
woohoo.
Library Trustee,
Yep,
and then your 4th one
it's Patton Homestead,
is,
yeah.
your 4th one is the Patton Homestead, but that also is a Tom Myers one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm happy to,
Okay.
if you'd like that one.
The only reason I requested it, and I'm sorry, I should have spoken to you about it, but because there's a good possibility that Homestead itself will be sold, and I've been very involved
Oh,
in
yeah,
that.
yeah, no, I'm totally fine with that.
So, thank you so much.
You do have, are you keeping the ZBA?
I like the ZBA.
Oh, okay.
I do,
Yeah.
but we can share if
Okay.
you'd like to. Would you like to?
I'd be interested, I mean, in getting more involved in it, yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. I was there last year, and I think there's enough going on
So you
that
wanna, Tom, I put you on ZBA?
What?
I want to put you on ZBA?
both of us. Like,
Can we can't have 2, can we?
I don't see why you couldn't. It's up to you.
Okay.
It's your rules.
All
You
right.
could, they could,
Yeah,
All right. It's not a required one, right? It's just it's not required. It's not a liaison, it's more, some of them have like a,
it's not a, they're not a voting member, they're a liaison.
Right.
So you'll
No, not-
go,
not
you'll
a-
Well, maybe
attend,
you
you'll.
can take me under your wing and I'll just learn a little bit about it, yeah.
okay, all right.
Yeah, it's really interesting.
So,
Yeah, I would love to do that.
so Tom, you're on Tobacco Woods, Hamilton Affordable Housing Trust, and the School Committee. So, and half-time on, so,
And a half.
so let's go back to Bill's ones
All
that
right,
he was on. He was on, the ones that haven't been picked up yet are the Hamilton Wenham Community Access Board, Hamilton Wenham Cultural Council, and the Hamilton Wenham Recreation Board.
No,
No, I'm
Recreation
on
Board
rec.
is Lee.
Please
Oh,
get-
Lee,
please
sorry.
get that, yeah.
Let's see.
The-
I'm,
You keep missing Conscom. There's no one on Conscom,
Yeah,
right?
nobody's on Conscom right now either.
oh,
We need somebody on Conscom.
I'll go back to the Concom. I
Oh,
was,
because Rosie gave that up?
Well,
did you have that?
You did.
Oh, you are.
I did, but yeah,
Give it
but
up, okay.
I really was
Sorry.
going to try to bargain for the Essex.
Okay, so that's you,
Tech for
Concom.
this year.
Okay.
All right, so I got 4.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
head back to the Concom, that's a.
I have Board of Assessors, Board of Health, CPC, Hamilton Housing Authority, and Planning Board. So that leaves the following. We need somebody for Hamilton Foundation. Who had that last time? That was Rosie.
Was that me?
Yeah.
Good Lord, I was on a lot.
So do you want that to be
You're
your
at
5th,
5.
Rosie?
No,
Or
She
do you-
I already
has
have
5.
five
She has
then.
5.
If you want-
I can take the Hamilton
Okay.
Foundation. I don't, I have to admit, I don't know what they do, but I
Okay.
will.
You'll love it.
I was going to say, I would take that on. Is
We
there
need the-
anything else?
Hamilton Wenham Community Access Board,
What is the community community access board?
that's the cable.
Yeah.
I know, but like,
What do you actually do? That's a great
Yeah,
question.
what is, I don't even know much about that.
If there's negotiations, you help
Okay.
But
I mean, you help
Bill Melville, yeah, and, I mean, and they approved Bill Melville to become full-time.
If you weren't going to take it, I would, but I think it's,
It's pretty much
yeah.
zero.
Well, you've only got
They
three.
they hardly
You've only
meet.
got three, you poor thing. No, you're doing Conservation Commission
Yeah.
too, this
All
year.
right, sign me up.
For the access board?
Yep.
Got it.
And then the last one is the Hamilton Wenham Cultural Council. So who had 6 last time?
1, 2, 3, 4. But Ben Galuza still only has 4.
Ben, you've been elected to the Hamilton Wenham Cultural Council.
Well, being voluntold.
All right, so we are now complete. So you want me to read them? I'll read them real quick just so we're. Bill Olson is Board of Assessors, Board of Health, Community Preservation Committee, Hamilton Housing Authority, and Planning Board. Tom is Chabaco Woods Land Management Committee, Conservation Commission, Hamilton Affordable Housing Trust, Hamilton Wenham Community Access Board, and Hamilton Wenham School Committee, and then your half is zoning board, so you have 5.5.
Yeah, I got a half, that's all right. I like the half.
Rosie is Council on Aging, Essex North Shore Ag and Technical School, trustees, library trustees, Patent Homestead, Inc., and Zoning Board of Appeals. Ben is CapCon, FinCom, Hamilton Historic District Commission, Historical Society, and the Hamilton Wenham Cultural Council. And then Lee is Environmental Impact Committee, HDC, Hamilton Foundation, Human Rights Commission, and Hamilton Wenham Recreation Board. And Joe, you are rep of the MBTA, the Metro Area Planning Council, and the Veterans Services. Get everything?
Yes.
Am I good?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I was lost about halfway through, so I'm very impressed.
All right. I think everybody got what they wanted. I feel like that's a solid division of,
I think everybody got what they wanted, yeah.
yeah.
Had enough things to fight about.
I
think
know,
we're-
this is good, dude. We're all getting along, all
All right.
divvying up our roles.
Exactly.
Approved Select Board Agenda Schedule,
Here,
setting
baby.
schedule.
It's in your, it's in front of you and it was in your packets. It's just something I do once you set your officers. I develop a schedule because you started a long time ago, having one member help the chair set the agenda, alternating throughout the course of the year. So that, I don't know if you really need to approve it.
You don't
can
need
if
to
like,
approve it,
But it's just shows you what you got coming up. The next meeting will be.
I think we should go on record because we like to show people that we do it as a team. So do I have a motion? And once again, if you can't make it that week, we can, if you travel, it's usually just a quick phone call and an email, but if you can't, we can reschedule. But do I have a motion to approve the Select Board Agenda Setting Schedule?
So moved.
Second?
Any further discussion?
No.
All right, Ben, go ahead.
Ben Galuza, aye.
Lee McCoy, aye.
Rosie Kennedy, aye.
Tom Myers, aye.
William Olson, aye. And new business items.
Okay, so I've got a couple things when you guys are done, just so you know.
All right, so a couple things I talked about last time was policies that we wanted to sort of go through policy writing and set up some sort of cadence.
Yeah.
And a process for doing that. And if we want to involve other people as an ad hoc committee to help us, we would maybe talk about welcoming that as an option. So we're gonna have a discussion on policy writing and how we're gonna attack that, how many there are to do, and what the cadence should be. That's one of the things I want to talk about. What else? Anybody else have anything?
Well, just my art exhibit, which is,
Yes.
everybody's very excited about it, to have it at the new town hall. And I'm thinking I would, if everybody agrees, I would talk to Tim Olson about where he might think we could have frames. And how many and so forth. But I've talked to some of the seniors and some of the high school kids, so everybody's on board, and I think it's a pretty exciting opportunity for some of our wonderful artists to display their masterpieces.
Yeah, Joe, I guess the question for you is, there's gonna be an entire, you know, ribbon cutting, opening, grand opening, whatever you wanna call it. What needs to be talked about in this meeting versus what we can just talk about with you on a one-on-one? I mean, so do we need to have it as an agenda to talk about it, or is it something we can just talk to you about as we get closer and figure out what
About
help
the-
you need?
About the whole.
What the whole
reopening
event's
of the
gonna
building,
be.
you know,
and-
The event
Yeah.
more. Yeah, I think it's been suggested that we kind of wait till September to do an event. And we've talked about dedicating the elevator addition in the memory of Jay Butler. And we've talked about the art exhibit that Rosie's idea. So other than that, I'm focusing on making sure that we line everything up so that when the building's ready and we get our certificate of occupancy, we can, in an orderly fashion, move everybody back to town hall. So that'll hopefully be taking place in July, and that'll give us time to work out the bugs. I'm happy to let the board tell us what you've already given us some ideas what you want to be as part of the ceremony. Obviously, the 5 members and other electeds in town, the department heads, but open the building, an open house, have some kind of a,
Well, yeah, we've got to talk, I mean, this is my question to you, is like, whatever day of the week we have it, the hours we have it, what
Yeah.
we're gonna have, I mean, it's just, I'm just wondering if that's an agenda item for us, or if that's
I
something.
think it's an agenda item for you.
All right, so let's
Tell
probably
us when
something
you
we
wanna
need
do
to
it.
talk about maybe further in the summer, but not
Okay.
next week, is
Yep.
setting the agenda for that ribbon cutting grand opening and how we're gonna, you know, build excitement in the community, get people there, and what we need to do to support that, so.
Can I ask Rosie a question real quick? Rosie, are you imagining setting up like divider things like they do at the high school first shows, or having it on the wall?
I would talk with Tim Olson and see what's feasible and how many people would be interested. It's certainly not gonna be curated. It'll just be an exhibition of whomever would like to come. And I think there are some pretty talented kids in the high school who might be very sort of creative and have some ideas. So,
I think Tim's gonna have a problem with putting holes
Yeah,
in
we
the
got
brand new wall.
putting holes in the wall.
We're probably not gonna do that, but
Like easels, we can get easels.
well,
so,
there are other ways
Yeah.
to do it. I
absolutely,
just
yeah.
haven't seen the inside.
yeah.
I'm
We're
sorry.
gonna be arranging for a trip through soon, hopefully before they start work on the floors, because they have to start sanding and staining and redoing the floor soon, so I'm hoping to get folks in for a quick visit next week, so, to see the progress.
Okay, yeah,
A lot's been going on, so.
Yeah, so, everything is to be decided, just the idea is there, and there seems to be some, interest, and that's very exciting, because we have a lot of talented people here.
So that's one thing I think would be just everything involving the opening, right? And then, the other thing that we wanted to talk about at some point this year was kind of started to talk about it, but I think we kind of run down the wrong path, but is on all these funds that we have, right? And trying to understand like what the funds are, so we can give direction to our Capcom and our FinCom about how, because I think we have money left in funds that we don't really know is there, and it hasn't been earmarked, like, we still have money left in the field fund, and we still have money left in, well, how much money have we left, like, and we talked about maybe setting up a separate fund for some of these things too, instead of putting it into just the general bucket, but do we set up a separate fund for Patton or for Gordon Conwell, things like that, so I think we wanna have a discussion about all of our funds,
Okay.
what the balance of them are, and what our long-term goals are, so that we can set up for success.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea, and so, for instance, I know when I put on the bonfire a few years ago, there was a little bit of money left in that fund, and I'm wondering if we could vote to authorize that money to be used for the art exhibition, to be able to buy supplies and whatever is needed.
So I'm not looking for like every fund, but the funds that sort of are the
Yeah.
special funds we created for capital
I'll,
projects.
I'll ask, when did you start working on it? If it's, does that need to be sooner than later? 'Cause
No, I'd rather be prepared for it. so-
yeah, so I'm thinking the second meeting in July is July 20th. I already know that I have a conflict that day. I'm gonna be out of town with my wife and kids, and Wendy's already been informed, voluntold that she's gonna be acting town manager that day, so she'll be here, so she's gonna be here anyway. Maybe we let her
Okay.
have that conversation with you guys in that role.
So aside from the large funds, which I understand we should consolidate and decide where they're going to go. Is there a problem with taking the small funds and just rededicating them?
It depends how they came to us, if they were dedicated, if they were donated to us for a particular reason, and that reason is now passed, we'll have to check with council on what, what the process is for getting those funds freed up. If, somebody donated you money, donated money through you to the town to help with the bonfire 3 years ago, and there's still some of those funds left, I don't know that we can necessarily, without taking some action, determine that those monies could go towards the art exhibit, for instance. So we'd have to find out what the right process for that is.
Okay,
But that's what I want to talk about. I mean, it's any size fund that's
dedicated for
That's-
one purpose.
that
and
we
one
haven't
thing.
spent and we don't have a plan for it, we should talk about it.
Right, okay.
Yep.
We have a similar situation with Conscom. There's several funds set up for Conscom, and there was little information about what was in it, what
Yeah.
it could be spent on, et cetera. So I do think getting that sort of straightened out would be great for
Okay.
some of the other groups too.
Got anything else that you want to add to an agenda? That's on your list? I think that's something.
Coming agenda? No, I'm okay, thanks.
All right, anybody else?
I have a couple things.
Joe, you got the floor.
Couple things. So first, I have in here a minor bullet point under this discussion. I'd like us to talk about sale of town-owned lots. This is kind of being raised right now because we have a town-owned lot that someone has asked us if we would consider selling. I've inquired about the lot. The lot, because it came to us through tax title, would have to be auctioned off, which means that we would have to accept the highest bid at auction, and we'd have to advertise that. The people who have asked for it own an adjacent lot. So it's, I can pull it up if you want.
It's landlocked, right?
It's in the packet.
No, it's a corner lot.
It's a corner lot, and my problem with this one in particular.
Which one is
that
it? This one
It's
or
the yellow one. My problem with this one in particular is that we've recently made improvements in the last couple of years. We've established a bike rack and a school bus stop at that spot because it's down in the 4th Street, Gregory Island Road area, and it's a very tight area. The buses have trouble down there sometimes. So we had this vacant land, we cleared it, we put a bike rack in there, we told the bus stop, the bus drivers that they can drop kids there to walk to their homes. And the folks that own the adjacent lot on Gregory Island Road have asked if they could buy it from us. They can't just buy it, we'd have to put it up for auction, then they'd have to have the highest bid. And then we'd be giving up land that the town is actually currently using for the improvement of the neighborhood, if we wanted to do that. It's tough, but we have 76 parcels in town, some of which we have no use for, that if we put them up for auction, or we decide to do things like we've done with this space, create a small, tiny pocket park that could help the neighborhood in some way. I'm open to having those discussions, but I think it's a discussion we should have with the board to give us some direction on how you want us to develop them. So later in the summer, I can bring you kind of a map of where all the parcels are, or at least a list with the addresses, and we can talk about, are there things that we want to do in those neighborhoods, and if not, do we want to try to auction them off and
And it's
take some
our
of them off?
decision to bring it to a town meeting.
Right.
Okay.
In some cases, the lots taken by tax title, we can, in many cases, we can already sell, if they've already cleared title, we can sell without a town meeting vote, as long as we do it through an auction. So there's different rules on different parcels depending on how they came to us, so.
That's a developable lot?
Yeah, it's 7,000 feet. You're only using
Ours
5,000.
is, in that neighborhood, is technically because it's consistent with what's going on in the neighborhood,
Looks small.
so.
Just out of curiosity, did they tell you why they wanted to buy it?
Because they're trying to build on the existing lot and they want more land to add to it. I'm thinking, they haven't said it, but I know that they're before the building commissioner right now trying to get a building permit, so.
Okay.
I got the email, I'm like, oh, that's interesting, I happen to know that you've already tried to pull a building permit, so I wonder why you want the land next to you.
I mean, the land's never gonna be developed, so it's already protected, so to buy it, to protect it, seems counterintuitive,
Yeah.
and pay taxes on something that's already been
And,
protected.
and there is another abutter, so just
Yeah.
because we put it up to auction doesn't mean that this particular resident
Yeah,
would get it.
right.
We have no idea, until we went out, so.
Okay, all right. All right, yeah, I think it's a good idea to talk about that. And,
Okay.
and talking about that, the vacant house that was sold, that we negotiated the fines and penalties, is that all closed now, Joe?
On Maple?
No, the,
Oh, that's all closed, it's closed sale, we should be getting,
Sorry.
I can
Address,
check
bring
if
the
we got,
address.
yeah, it's 19, or 16 Old Cart Road, or whatever it is.
yes,
Old Cart Road.
yes, is that all set?
I think it's all set, they've closed, I'll double check with the treasurer that we got, the payment of
check, okay.
the fines that you
Fines, okay.
negotiated. And, The two other things, the planning board did send a letter.
Oh, yes, thank you.
To establish some kind of process for implementation of the master plan. I think that, you know, we had wanted to do something about that last year. Obviously, we got sidelined by a lot of different things that took up a lot more time. We don't have those things this year. The chair of the planning board has suggested maybe starting off with a kind of a summit of the major boards and committees, chairs, to talk about how we want to do and implement the master plan. What are the goals? If you establish a separate committee, what is their authority going to be? There are, and obviously to do the things that are in the master plan, they're going to require town meeting votes, they're going to require select board votes, recommendations
and
from
funding.
FinCon, capital committee, and funding. So we have so many committees that already have open seats. I'm hesitant to recommend that you start another committee, but if all of you get together and decide that there's enough work there, maybe there is enough work for another committee. It's really up to you with the input of the other boards and committees. So I'm hoping that we can circle a date at some point for the chairs of those major committees to get together with some staff, myself, the planning
I
director.
think that's the first good step, is to have, set up a Zoom call with the heads of the boards, committees, and then we can come back to our boards with recommendations and build consensus on what the next steps are. But I think the first thing is have her present. I think they have a very full agenda this year. It looks like they have some good things they're working on between cottage housing and master planning and all that stuff, so.
All right, so I'll report back to the chair that we accept her recommendation, that we'll be asking for dates for a kind of a chair's summit of some sort to figure out what direction we want to go with master plan. All right?
Bill, can I chime in for a sec?
Yeah, go ahead.
One of the other things that it sounded like was sort of a thought in motion from that memo was around a town planner, and if that was something that would be needed, either, I don't think they said whether it's a full-time, short, medium, long-term type of thing, but Joe, if you could opine just a little bit about that concept and whether we feel that's needed in addition to Mark, if it's a different type of role, or what the differences are there.
We've tried to do our best to give some more resources there, keeping in mind the bottom line and wanting to not create more cost in our budget, right? I do think there are times when we need more planning help. I'd want to talk to Mark and find out if he thinks that you need an actual planner in addition to the work that he and Alicia are doing. Perhaps we could look at it through establishing a relationship with a planning consultant that we could have on retainer that could provide help when it's needed or for certain projects. But I definitely think there are at times needs, but I don't know if there's a need to have another full-time planner all the time. I'm honestly, I don't know. And given the budget year we just had and what we've gone through, I'm hesitant to look at adding positions right now. I'm grateful that the community supported our budget requests this year, both in the town meeting and at the override ballot, and I'm hopeful that we don't have to ask them to do that again next year. So we'll take it a step at a time. I'll definitely look at it, but I'd want input from Mark and his team, as well as the planning board, and looking at down the road, what do you have coming up that you need that help for?
Yeah. All right. I think I read it all pretty fast, that memo from them. So I just want to make sure that we come in sort of understanding what our current resources are, what our skills are, and then if we have gaps either in capacity or skills, I like the creative thinking around, retainer-based consultancy. If we have kind of surges and the planning board needs additional support in implementing these master plans or longer term visions, so yeah, just want to make sure we kind of go into those conversations prepared. Sounds like you already got a few things working, so thanks for opining on that.
Thanks. The only other thing I wanted to mention is a reminder. It's not really for new business, but a reminder to the board that at your request, we are recognizing and honoring the DPW workers and the snowplow contract drivers this Thursday, beginning at 2 or 2:30 in the DPW yard with dinner from the Rusty Can. And if you're free and want to stop by and say thank you to those guys, please feel free. And if they don't elbow you out of the way, you might be able to grab a rib, piece of cornbread. But I know that there's been several reports that they were very excited to hear that we were getting barbecue. So
Yes, and I thought I was going to be out of town, and I will be, but I will be back on Thursday, so count me in.
You know where the DPW are. Just be careful, because there's construction going on there.
Oh, we're eating at the DPW yard.
Where else are we gonna eat?
I thought we were going to eat at the Rusty King.
No, we're picking, they're delivering, we're delivering it here to us. So we'll have
Oh.
a table set up in
Okay,
the
well,
yard.
then I will come, au casual, okay.
I wouldn't wear my Sunday's best, that's for sure. It's a little dirty
My
back
go to
there.
meeting shoes I'll have to change. Okay, yeah, that's fun. I'll definitely come. I can talk to Tim about all my plans. That'll be good.
Putting holes in his new walls.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's everything I have. Sorry for extending your meeting.
What's this cemetery deed thing on here, Joe?
That we have to advertise that was on the meeting. It's kind of just pro forma.
Okay.
As long as we have it on there, I get to sign the cemetery deed afterwards. So somebody's bought a lot, and when it's on the meeting and it's noticed, then I can sign it the next day. So doesn't need a vote or anything like that.
Okay, do I have a motion?
I have motion to adjourn.
A second. Any further discussion? All right, roll call vote, starting with Ben.
Ben Galuza, aye. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thanks, Ben.
Lee McCoy, aye. Yes, thank you, everyone.
Rosie Kennedy, aye.
Tom Myers, aye.
Bill Olson, aye.
Thank you, everybody.
Meeting's adjourned.